welcome to another RSR. Tonight we are reviewing France 4, Australia 1. France utterly dominates Australia in World Cup Group D, Match 1. The champions France, are back and just as good as ever, even with multiple injuries and multiple problems. France come out and say, nah, we're not done yet. The reports of our demise have been severely exaggerated. And that's what France says. Early on, though, it doesn't look that way. Craig Godwin gets the ball. Long switch of play over to Matthew Leckie. Leckie crosses it into Goodwin. Craig Goodwin. Gets the ball, puts it into the net in the 9th minute. Puts it over Hugo Lloris. 0-1. Great goal. Great goal from Australia. Great goal from Australia, but it's not enough. They do lead, though, which was not shocking, but it was sort of shocking. Because I thought France was finished. I thought a lot of people thought France was finished. Turns out, no. Because they were overrunning Australia. They were overrunning Australia the whole game up until that point. Mbappe was just making runs. Lots of runs, and they could have scored before they scored. But Australia defends well. And they do defend well until the 26th minute. Adrien Rabiot off a corner. The recycling of a corner. Gets the chance. Puts the ball into the net past Matty Ryan, 1-1 in the 26th minute. Adrien Rabiot, good midfielder. Oh, he was good in this game, which I didn't really expect, to be honest. Not many people did expect that. Then in the 32nd minute, Olivier Giroud scores a goal. Puts it into the net. Ball played into the box to Giroud. He taps it in. Rabiot taps it in, or crosses it in, after getting the ball back from a press dispossession. Gets the ball back, passes it to Giroud. Giroud takes the shot, open net, rolls it in. 2-1 in the 32nd minute for France. That's how we'll go into halftime. Australia defending pretty well to keep it 2-1, I would have to say. But you can't say they were defending well after the second half. The first half, they defended pretty well, and they were defending well until the dam really opened in the second half. 67th minute, Kylian Mbappe scores. Great goal. Great goal from Kylian Mbappe. Of course, he would score a goal in this game. 3-1, and then in the 71st minute, ball crossed in. Giroud heads it in. Makes it 4-1 in the 71st minute. 4 great goals from France. Very interesting game. It would end 4-1. Not very surprising of a result if you haven't been paying attention or haven't been paying attention to the talk over the past month. It was like, yeah, France is the champions. Of course they beat Australia. It wasn't that obvious before the match, but in the end, France does exactly what you would expect them to if you weren't paying attention at all. So, with that being said, stats are as follows. 23 shots to 4, 7 shots on goal to 1, 62% possession to 38% possession, 724 passes to 440, 89% pass accuracy to 84, 5 fouls to 11, 0 offside to 0, 0 yellow cards to 3, 0 red cards to 0, and 8 corners to 1. To be honest, this match should have been a worse scoreline. It should have been France wins by even more than 3. They should have scored more than 4 goals, and they should have won by more than 3, frankly. Sadly enough, though, Australia did defend well for parts of this match. For portions of this match, Australia did defend well. Sadly enough, they didn't defend well at the end of the second half. And it looked even more possible that dam would keep opening and opening at the end of the second half. But then France was like, we got 4, we're good. And that's exactly why they said, hey, we'll call off the dogs. And Australia could do nothing after they did call off the dogs. Hell, they couldn't do anything after they scored the first goal. Now, Mitchell Juke puts a ball over in the first half. And you would have thought, hey, that if that was 2-0, that could have been 2-0. And I thought it was possible. It was possible. But again, Mitchell Juke puts the ball over, and it's not very great of a goal to take. Or one to miss, but he took a good shot. It flies over, but that easily could have been 2-0, and it wasn't. And that's exactly where this game started to turn. After that shot, that's where this game started to turn. And Australia started to break down, and they started to fall to the pressure that France was putting onto them, because France definitely, throughout this match, early on, even before Australia scored and after, they kept putting pressure on. It was a moment, it was bound to happen where France broke that wall, broke through the wall, broke through the dam, and started just scoring goals. And it should have been more than 4, and it should have been more than 2 at the end of the half. I would say 3 in the first half should have been what it was. I still think Australia played a lot better defense in the first half, even after Rabiot and Giroud scored. The second half is where it went to complete hell and back, frankly, for Australia. And I'm not completely mad with this result because, yes, I thought France would fall to the champions curse. It looks like they won't. Either Australia is that bad, which I didn't think they were. I thought Australia would get out of this group. Again, probably because of the champions curse, but I thought it'd be them and Denmark. Turns out it's probably going to be France and Denmark. And Tunisia's not far out. They could pull something. I wouldn't be shocked if Tunisia beats Australia. The one game that I thought Australia would win, they may not win. So that second spot is open because of Denmark drawing. Because if Denmark could only draw Tunisia, do they beat this France if this is actually France? And we really underrated them? I don't think so. I don't think so. And I like Denmark. I think they're very underrated. But here's the problem. France was very slept on by a lot of people. If this is France, and this is really them, and they could easily just romp over you without Pogba, without Benzema, without Nkunku, without Kante, what happens? What would have happened had all of them been playing, or the 3 of them that could have? Because Pogba was probably going to be out anyway. We knew that months in advance. Or at least Benzema and Nkunku. Nkunku, one of the best midfielders in the world. Benzema won the Ballon d'Or. Had they played, how much worse could this have been? And Giroud scores 2 goals. He couldn't even score any in 2018, and they won. France, if this is really France, if they are actually not dead, like we thought they were, and Deschamps isn't a clown like we thought he was post-2018, I think people are in a world of hurt. I think a lot of teams are in a world for hurt against France. France, this is early, and I'm not saying it because it's early, but they could go back-to-back. They could be one of the teams to break the champions curse, and they could, if they get out there, they could legitimately go back-to-back. They actually are damn good. France is damn good. I don't know if it was Australia making them look good. And you could say, but they were pedestrian in World Cup preparation friendlies. And they were pedestrian in the Euros. This is true. But in the end, it only matters what happens when you're there. And when you're there, maybe a switch flips. And for France, it looks like it did. I shouldn't be flabbergasted. I really shouldn't. But again, I thought Australia would get through this group. I thought France would choke. Turns out, Australia is worse than I thought. France is way better than I thought. And I think that's a lot of a similar, at least the France part of things is a very similar thought throughout a lot of circles. I got to give respect where it's due. These are the champions. They're the defending champions. Normally, the defending champions don't do this good in their opening match the next tournament, the next World Cup. So, And hell, even the Euros, if you want to go there. Gold Cup, CONCACAF, oh yeah. Oh, they do. They do. Because you're probably getting a minnow. But the big two, Copa America, haven't really. I got to really dig through those to say anything about that. But Euros and World Cup, you're a defending champion. You don't do this good, and you're winning your match. Your first match back. In the next one, you don't. So, the fact that France did this is a statement in itself. Is it everything I'm saying right now? Is that the case? Who knows? I would guess it's a lot more in the middle, or a lot more closer to the middle than the absolute far out of this team could repeat. This team is going to break the Champions Curse. Well, it depends on what you would call the Champions Curse. Are they getting out of the group after what happened today? Probably. Around the group? Probably. 3-goal differential? Denmark choked to Tunisia, couldn't score against Tunisia. They're probably winning the group. So if that's your definition of Champions Curse, they get out of the group and not get knocked out, France has broken that. That's probably more likely. But to have a chance to be this close to repeating, that's probably far out. But France might just do it. This might be the time they flip the switch and say, nah, we got to do this. We got to show that we're actually still good. We're not dead. They did show that they've got a pulse. And it's not just they got a pulse. They sat up like the Undertaker and said, we're going to tombstone your ass. Gong. I can't make a gong sound, but you know what I'm trying to do. Point is, Australia, I can't say nothing bad about y'all. Yeah, you disappointed me, but am I really shocked? No. You did score a goal. Good for y'all. I think their memories of Qatar is going to be Andrew Redmayne dancing on the goal line back in June, not this tournament. But in the end, that's not a bad memory, though, to be honest. I'd be okay with that being my memories if I was Australian. So, there you go. But, yeah, this tournament, just keep remembering Andrew Redmayne. I don't think there's anything in this tournament that would actually be something to smile about. Even if you beat Tunisia, you should beat Tunisia. And if you don't, oof. Long gone are the days of Tim Cahill and the golden generation of the Socceroos, isn't it? France, you're damn good. Nobody should have slept on y'all. We all did. Even French fans slept on y'all. I'd still say Zidane in next year, but at least, I guess, giving Deschamps a chance to rerun it wasn't a bad idea. Or repeat wasn't a bad idea. Well, that being said, if you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification. Once subscribed, send super chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put us in playlist. Stress friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you tomorrow for a live watch-along and review of Belgium versus Canada. It's time. First time in 36 years. Canada's back home. Not back home, but they're back in the World Cup. And this time, they'll score a goal. And more. But at least score a goal. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace.